Hey everyone, I have a really fun guest pattern to share with you. This one is called the Candy Bars Quilt by Elise Lea for White Owl Fabrics, and it's super fun to make, and I can't wait to show you how. I thought this quilt was just so cute. It's such a great way to use a package of 10-inch squares. And if you have a fabric that you don't necessarily want to cut up real small, this is a great option for that. But I just love all of these beautiful brights, and I am super grateful to our friends at White Owl Textiles for letting me share this pattern with you. So to make this quilt, you just need one package of 10-inch squares. I am using the White Owl Fundamentals Sheer Bliss, all of these beautiful kind of pastels with a punch, I like to think of it. Then for your background, I'm also using a print from their Fundamentals collection. This one is called Peppercorn Hush, and you're going to need 2 1/8 yard. For your binding, you are going to need a 1/2 yard, and for your backing, you need 3 7/8 yards. So let me show you how easy this is to make. All right, so this is the block we're working on today, just super simple. And so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is pick 2 contrasting 10-inch squares, which I've done here. I've got this kind of fun mint green and pink. You just wanna have lots of contrast like you see on the quilt behind me. And then for your background strips, you're going to cut those by the width of fabric, and you'll need some that are cut at 1 inch and some that are cut at 1 1/2 inches. And as a reminder, this pattern is free from our friends at White Owl, so you can go ahead and download that and follow along. And so then now we're going to stack up our 2 10-inch squares so that they are all aligned. And then the first thing I'm going to do is just trim off a 1/2 inch from one side. There we go. And then I'm going to rotate this so that the 10-inch side is running, horizontally in front of me. And so now we're going to cut this at 2 1/4 inches. So we're just going to come in 1/4 inch, since this ruler is 2 1/2, and we want it to be 2 1/4. So there's my first cut. And then follow along here. Whoops, started to shift on me there. One final cut. So each of these strips should measure 2 1/4 by 9 1/2. So that's what you're looking for. And so now these are actually going to give us enough pieces to make 2 opposite blocks. So I can set these ones aside, and we can put the little mint green in the middle here, and we'll put it on the outside of that opposite block. And so that's how it's intended. So I'll just make one because the construction is exactly the same. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of those 1 1/2 by 9 1/2 inch background strips, and that's gonna go in the center of our 2 middle points. And then between each of those, on each side I should say, we'll place one of those 1-inch strips and then finish it up with our print. And you can sew this together however you want. Start from the middle and work out, or we can just work left to right. And so we're just going to sew all of these together, one after the other. And then I will meet you back here when our whole block is done. So just take your time, use a consistent 1/4 inch, and this block will be together in no time. All right, our block is now sewn together. We can just give this a press. So I'm just gonna kind of roll this and let the seams go where they may for now. I can always adjust that from the back. Just want to make sure it's laying nice and flat from the top. And then I think I'll just go ahead and make these press towards the dark. Now that my top is laying nice and flat. The beauty of this though is none of these seams are going to intersect, so if you're not worried about which way these seams are going, it's not going to matter. You don't have to nest anything later. All right, so now we have a nice flat block. This should end up 9.5 inches square, but let's just talk about a couple things because there are a lot of seams across here. And so sometimes when you're sewing those straight seams, I know this happens to me, things can get wonky. So just make sure you're doing a scant 1/4 inch seam so that once you press it, you still keep that full 1/4 inch in your measurement. And the other thing that's also something you should keep in mind, so if I measure mine, since this is the way I stitched it, mine's actually only coming out to like 9 1/4, but I can come back and square this up. And so if I want to come over here, I can just shave off a tiny bit and I'll just square my blocks to 9 1/4. And that's probably just because I took a little bit too wide of seams. So just keep in mind that all you're looking for at the end is a square block, and we can get there from A to B. So just, you know, watch that, check that 1/4 inch and make sure you're keeping it nice and scant. And then as far as the layout goes, you are just going to alternate these blocks back and forth. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down. This finishes at 61 by 71. Here's that pretty purple backing. And I quilted it with a really soft purple thread as well. And this panto is called Cakewalk. And one thing I did forget to mention is in between all of our blocks, there is an 1.5 inch sashing strip. And then of course that runs between each of the rows as well. And then that actually is the only border on the outside of the quilt as well. So it just frames it up nicely and lets all of those fun blocks kind of have some space and movement, and I just think it turns out so cute. So I hope you will give this Candy Bars quilt a try, and I'll see you next time on At Home.